Get ready, fighters! A Rome himself production is coming your way!
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome, and we got some stuff to talk about. Normally, you know, when I do these reaction kind of videos, I have my camera on, but I gotta tell you guys, I ain't looking too good behind this camera. I am on 0, and I mean 0 hours of sleep, trying to fix my sleep schedule, but also because I had to wake up early enough to catch the Tokyo Game Show SNK panel, which literally just ended about an hour or so ago, and we got some stuff to talk about, y'all. Before we jump in proper though, let's get this out the way now. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment as well if you want to see more reactionary stuff or just news updates. Any type of content in general I'm always open to, but I need your support to keep me going. So yeah, I wanted to give you guys a brief update for those that didn't catch the SNK panel that was at Tokyo Game Show. It was about 50 minutes long. We covered it in one of my previous videos and kind of speculated on what exactly they will be talking about, and thankfully for us, like I said, they went through some news. We got some quite interesting news, some stuff that some of us didn't expect, some things I did expect and I did break down in said video. But yeah, let's start at the very top. So arguably the biggest news coming out of this panel is that we have crossover DLC for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, the first 2 DLC characters that was announced. And color me surprised, but not so much, because obviously if you've seen the love that SNK and Capcom have been sharing between each other, you knew that something like this was on the way, it was on the horizon. And those characters that we got are Ken and Chun-Li. They will be guest characters in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and this is awesome for many reasons. One, obviously for Ken, this is his very first crossover. As popular as he is, you know, when they do tend to do crossovers for games, usually Ryu, right? Ryu that gets put into other stuff. Chun-Li, as a matter of fact, she is in Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Her and Ryu was in that game, so they were chosen for that, and I mean, she was a great DLC for that game. But Ken has not had that guest appearance yet, and you know, there's some people who were speculating and saying it should have been Luke, you know, or it should have been Ryu because they're I guess the bigger name or the more important character. I've even seen someone say Kimberly. It should have been Luke and Kimberly to be in this game to represent the new generation. But when it comes down to it, no offense to the new generation, but these characters, this is for the fans. This is for the people who grew up playing Street Fighter and Fatal Fury. Like, you know what I mean? This is for us. So like, to have Ken and Chun-Li, especially Chun-Li, we love her, but Ken, you know, Ken and Terry's relationship, we know how important that is. As a matter of fact, recently, if you've been playing Terry like the rest of us have been in Street Fighter 6, in his arcade mode, him and Ken have some really nice lighthearted conversations where they talk about the past and, you know, pretty much allude to CVS1, CVS2, and possibly the future. I mean, there's some dialogue in there that hint that we will be seeing them again, and I guess this is what they were talking about. So yeah, kudos to SNK. As shocking as it is, it's also one of those things where I saw the announcement and I was hyped for it, and I was just like, oh, you know what, this is hype, but it's expected, you know. like, I knew we were gonna get something. Like, I was like, there's no way Capcom gets all of the crossover love. There's gonna be some characters for Fatal Fury, and you know what better to have than Ken and Chun-Li. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play. Chun-Li having access to, you know, SPG specials, right, the ref blow, and like how she's gonna be able to convert. Dude, she might be dangerous actually, with punish stance C into like, you know, EX lightning legs into like spinning bird kick. She's gonna be kind of crazy now that I'm thinking about it. You know, Chun-Li don't come in these games mid-tier, so but yeah, that's the first season for DLC. Those are the first 2 characters. Still have 3 more characters to be announced, and they didn't show any other characters at this panel. Slightly disappointed by that. You know, I wanted to see more City of the Wolves homegrown stuff, and I'm very grateful though. You know, we got the announcements of this DLC, so at least there's that to look forward to. The next major update comes in the form of KOF 15, and for KOF 15, you know, we already knew that we were going to get Vice and Mature coming out in December. Looks like they're on track, and in this video they actually showed off some behind the scenes stuff. They showed off some more concept art of my beautiful, gorgeous lady of my life, everything. You know how I feel about Vice. They showed off more about her, immature, and you know, they showed like the mocap, you know, how it looks, and you see them, their idle stances. It looks like from the mocap they're really taking a lot of inspiration from KOF 96, because that's their KOF 96 default sprites, you know, the mature animation with our hands out. Even the costumes, they said, were like heavily inspired by 96, which was their first fighting games. That's the ones that they debuted in. So we got updates on that. We got a quick look at the models to see, and you know, they look good for what they are. You know, obviously this DLC is still being worked on. I don't think it was like factored in like into the plans. I think this was something that SNK just did later on. You know, they were like, let's just add these characters, keep supporting this game, which again I'm happy for, because KOF and Fatal Fury are two great games, but they're two different games, you know what I mean? And I think the universe would love to be able to play both KOF 15 and Fatal Fury at the same time. So, and speaking of continuing to support and playing, that's the other big news that comes out of this for KOF 15. They confirmed it. We are going to be getting a balanced patch with Vice and Mature. Now, obviously, you would expect that, right? You would expect there to be an update when you release new characters after a long period, but when they did first announce that they were putting Vice and Mature in the game, and even at EVO, you know, when they had the panel there, they didn't quite mention a season 3 as far as balance, and some people were a little worried about that, right? I mean, the balance we have right now for the game, while it is good, it's definitely started to get a bit more homogenized with teams. You know, you see a lot more Geeses and Islas and Benimaros, more so than last year, and that's understandable. Players want to optimize the best they can, you know, with their characters, but a fresh balance change is always good, and they said that every character will be concentrated on. That sounds good to me. I'm always down for a fresh game. You know me, the Billy Kane player. What a way to end this season if I could play the team that I want to play of Billy Kane and Vice, right? If they both could be good and Halmaro could be good, if I could play all those characters on my main team, and this looks like the final chance. This DLC is going to happen. It's going to be an update. I'm assuming, because I don't remember if they said the exact date or when it is, but I'm assuming it's coming out with Vice and Mature. That would make sense. So should be in December. So yeah, another, what, 2.5 months of this current meta that we have, which again is still the best balanced version of KOF 15, but it's always good to shake things up, especially when going into a brand new World Tour season, which we're going to be talking about very shortly. It's always good to freshen things up, and you know, it gets people hyped for the game again. It gets some people that may have fell off due to balance issues or due to other things. Maybe they'll say, hey, I'll try it out again. Not only are we going to get 2 cool, you know, highly requested DLC characters, but damn, a fresh balance patch. You know, maybe the Darly Dagger fans out there, you know, this is it for them. They can finally come into their own. But you know, I'm looking forward to that, and let me know what you think in the comments about that. Last but not least, another highly important news that they dropped here. I just briefly touched about the SNK World Championships, and we knew that was happening for KOF 15. There's already been quite a few qualifying events. Actually, there's one in Australia this weekend, I believe. And yeah, we had players qualify for that, and we knew when it was going to be. However, now it looks like KOF 15 won't be the only game at the SWC, because Samurai Showdown 2019 will be a part of the SNK World Championships. Now, congratulations to the Sam Show scene. I have a lot of friends that's been grinding that game and still playing it a lot, and hopefully they get their chance to shine now, you know, on the big stage, because if you remember, the World Championships that was supposed to happen for Samurai Showdown 2019 was supposed to be back in 2020. There was some players that qualified, but of course, you know, the global crisis known as the virus, I don't want to say the name because, you know, YouTube be acting funny about it, but yeah, that virus is what canceled the World Championships that year. And once that happened, because of the state Sam Show was in with the abysmal netcode, let's be honest, with that happening, you know, the game, I don't want to say died, but it was more concentrated on just smaller fan bases, right? A Discord fighter, if you will. So a lot of people that played it were finding ways to play the game, you know, but later on SNK ended up adding rollback netcode, and they kept improving it, and that was kind of like the first hit for me. The fact that they kept improving the netcode, I'm like, all right, they really, not only do they want people to play this, but they're really making like a point of people to play the Samurai Showdown game, right? They keep putting it on sale. They added all these really cool DLC characters to the game, and they updated the netcode, you know, made it as good as possible. And I think the last update for it, which was about 2 months or so ago, they added crossplay. So if you play on PS4, you can play PS4 to PC now, PC to Xbox Series X, which is like hell yeah, you know, just increasing the player base even more. So this is going to be good. Still wondering how they're going to handle the SWT this year. Having 2 games, we still don't know exactly where the SWC is going to take place. They haven't announced it. I still think it's going to be at the Hollywood location that it was earlier this year. But who knows? I mean, they might put it in Japan. When it comes to Samurai Showdown, the Japanese players out there are highly talented. So it will be good to get some cross-pollination, you know, to see some of our best in America go out there. Maybe even some of the EU. Shout outs to EU. They're strong in Samurai Showdown as well. Also wonder if there will be 32 players for it, you know, or is it going to be smaller? Will it be 8 players? Will it be 16? Same could be said for KOF 15. They just told us, you know, there's going to be news on the way, and we just got to wait out. So yeah, that was pretty much the whole presentation. It was about 50 minutes. It was mostly just talking about conceptual stuff, and like that's great that we got all those news. So it was more like just news of news as opposed to really showing off stuff. But yeah, you know, as again I always say, the future's looking bright. Still no news though on the Ronaldo stuff that we got on Twitter, just some announcements, but man, that'd be crazy if we get Ken, Chun-Li, and Ronaldo in City of the Wolves, as well as, you know, just all the hysteria around the game. It's a great time to be an SNK fan, and of course we're gonna have more news as the weeks and days go on, guys. We still got some months left in the year. We still got a big year to prepare for in terms of City of the Wolves and the SWC. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these recent developments. Are you excited for Ken and Chun-Li? Are you excited for the new balance patch? And are you excited to see Samurai Showdown finally get the respect it deserves on the big stage? All right, y'all, I gotta get my black ass to sleep, but thank y'all for watching. We'll talk about it later on stream. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all in the future.
That's all for now, fighters. But if you've enjoyed what you've seen, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow Rome's social media pages down below. Take care, see you next time, and most importantly, thank you for watching.